Right? This is the idea, if you see what's happening in Rwanda and you decide you're just going to send in the 82nd Airborne, you can do that, right? You're acting according to just war theory. This makes perfect sense to all of you. The two cases, which I've already mentioned before in my setup remarks, where you're not allowed to initiate a war are, number one, a preventive war. This is not preemptive. Remember, I talked about preemptive is where Mike's going to attack me and I beat him to the punch. That's preemptive. That's okay. A preventive war is where I see Mike is growing more and more powerful and I want to cut him off at the legs before he becomes too powerful. That's a preventive war, right? The second is a war of opportunity. This is a war where, Mike and I are competitors, and I'm thinking about attacking that person over there as a way of gaining more power so that I improve my position relative to Mike. That's a war of opportunity. It's an opportunity to acquire more power, right? Those are verboten. Preventive war, wars of opportunity. They're verboten according to just war theory and according to international law. Now let's just go back to Ukraine. The conventional wisdom in the body politic in the West is that Putin invaded because he was an imperialist. He was interested in gaining more power for Russia, creating a greater Russia, right? It was a war of opportunity. The vast majority of people in the West believed that it was a war of opportunity, right? He was trying to gain more power for Russia, make Russia more powerful, make it a greater Russia, right? That was the argument. That's verboten, and that's why everybody criticized him. I argued, on the other hand, and now a number of others like Jens Stoltenberg, who is the head of NATO, have argued this, that it was a preventive war. My argument is it was a preventive war. He was not going to let Ukraine become part of NATO. He was going to prevent that from happening.